Hi everyone, welcome to today's session. My name is Samuel, and in this session, I'll be teaching you the fundamentals of HTML and CSS. In just 1 hour, you'll understand the basics and even build your very first simple web page. But before we dive in, let's look at the bigger picture, the skills roadmap of a full stack web developer. So on your screen, you can see the image of the journey of a web developer, especially a full stack developer. So at the very beginning, you'll learn HTML for structure and CSS. Next, you'll move on to JavaScript to add interactivity. And from there, you can explore tools like jQuery, uh, Tailwind CSS, React.js, Next.js, Vue for building modern web apps. On the backend side, you'll learn PHP and frameworks like Laravel with MySQL to handle data and databases. Along the way, you'll also need Git version for version control and same as like WordPress, which is built on PHP and MySQL to manage websites easily. So don't worry if this seems like a lot. Everyone starts at the same place. HTML and CSS, they are the foundation of all web development, and that's exactly what you learn today. All right. So HTML, what is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It gives structure to a web page, just like the skeleton of the house. On the other hand, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It adds a style and design to your HTML. So, for example, like the paint and furniture in a house. Okay, so it's just only a background of what you will be learning. So you just have to remember that HTML is the structure of your website. On the other hand, CSS is the style of your website. So from your screen, you can see here two browsers. The one on the left, this is pure HTML, while on the other browser is HTML with style CSS. So you can see the difference when we add CSS into it. By the way, I saved my code inside the desktop demo, and then this is how we put the extension name. So you can see here that HTML. So remember that when you add a HTML code, HTML file, you have to put that HTML as the extension. So the same thing with the other um, site. Okay. So let's begin. So I anticipate that you have already installed VS Code on your computer. So if not, so I would recommend you to follow the link that I have created on YouTube if you haven't downloaded VS Code yet. All right. So since I've already created a folder, so I'll just create here a new file. So I'll name this one as first page dot html. Okay, so it's empty for now. So to begin, we will only cover essentials like HTML boilerplate, headings and paragraphs, links, images, lists, and basic structure. So we cannot cover everything. So we just only need to pick those essentials. All right. So um, in most of when you begin as I mean when you start as a coder or a programmer, you will have to type it manually. But the good thing is when you already have VS Code, you don't need to. There are like shortcuts, so to make your coding faster. For instance, so I'm going to create a HTML boilerplate. You have here doc type HTML, then head, and then body. But to make it quicker, so I do it like this, like that. Okay. So the boilerplate is already generated. HTML, and then there's 5 here, down, then enter. Okay. So the HTML boilerplate will be provided for you. Now, as you see, okay, so as you observe, you can see that when you create a code or HTML code, there is a pairing. Okay, so for instance, this is the beginning of head, and then this is the closing, or how you to wrap, no, um, the beginning and then the end tag. We call it tags. Okay, so this is the beginning and then the end tag. So all of your codes, tags, I mean HTML tags, will be put inside the body here. So for instance, this is my first site. Okay, and then I'll save this one, and then after saving, so right click and then show in browser. So this is my first site. Okay, so I save this one in desktop demo and then first page.html. So that's how you do it. So you notice that the head here is what you can see on the page title, um, wrapped with uh, beginning, title, and end tag. Okay, so few more tags, HTML tags we'll use, like H1 to H6. So H1, we call it heading. So let's say H1, this is heading 1. So I'll just copy, Control C, and then Control V. And then you can put here H2, H2. So you have your heading 2. And then Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. So I'll just change this one to 3 and 4. So you can see the difference between H1, H2, and H3, and then H4. And then I'll refresh. Okay, so the heading. So the H1 is the biggest. Okay, so you can also do it with 5 and then 6. So P, that's for paragraph. So I'll just have here P and then enter. Maybe you can type here in a random. So I'll add here lorem. So type lorem and then enter. Okay, then save. Don't forget to save. Okay, so you have here the heading at the top and then paragraph below. Next is links and then images. Link. So, for instance, you want to redirect the user from one page to another. That's how we use a tag or anchor tag. So I'll have here a, and then let's say click me. Now, this time, we will put attribute to a specific tag. So attribute. So for instance, for a anchor tag, so it has an attribute called href. So it means that it will be redirected to a specific page. So let's say another page.html. Okay. So if I'm going to refresh here, so this becomes a link. So of course, if I will click this one, so it's not found because we haven't created another page.html. So I'll just go back. So maybe later we can create another page for that. Okay. And then we have image. So for image, for instance, we'll create or we will have this um, sample image. So I have here a sample image. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy the link and then I'll type here img, and then the good thing about VS Code is it has some uh, it has already embedded shortcuts you can use. So src, this is the source of the image. Okay, so it's here. So I've already I included here the image. So that's it. So that's how you begin the HTML. We still have some more. Yeah, we have here UL, OL, and then LI. So UL, unordered, while OL is ordered list. Okay. So for UL, so I'll just type UL, then UL has list items. So you can have here LI inside. So let's say first item, and then I'll add another item, second item, LI, third item. Okay, I'll refresh. So this is your UL, and then the items, the list items. Or OL, you can do the same thing. First OL, then second OL, then refresh. Okay, so this is your UL, and then the second one is your OL. Okay, so um, you can do the same thing on your computer. You can you can practice these HTML tags. We still have one more essential thing to do on HTML. Two important tags like div and span. Okay, so you will be using div for your website. So div, say this is my div, then span, this is my span, then refresh. Okay, so this is the result of div and span. So it looks so similar for now. But later when we go to CSS, you can see the difference between div and span. Okay. For more basic HTML tags, you can visit this link, and then you can see here more tags and other things you can learn about HTML. So this time we'll proceed with CSS. By the way, if this video is too fast, you can still replay it later on and then adjust the um, setting. For CSS, there are different ways to add styling on your website. Okay, so I'll just remove this. Okay, so I think I'll just add a new file. So let's say new file, say second page dot html. So don't forget the dot html, and then html colon 5. So second page. Okay, so I've created a new file named second page. So what we're going to do now is we will apply CSS on our HTML code. Okay, so there are three ways to add your CSS. First thing is inline. So inline, for instance, you have here your div. So say this is my div. So I'll open on, yeah, open in browser. So notice that this is pure plain HTML. So to add an inline CSS, so you'll have to add here an attribute, and then there are many properties you can apply on your div tag. So for instance, I want to change the background color to red. So this is how you do it. Then refresh. Okay. So my text, this is my div, has already a background color red. Then let's say I want to change the text color. So I'll just add color white, right? So this time we will see the difference between div and then span. So I'll create here span. This is my span. And then I'll create a background the same, say blue. Then refresh. Okay. Notice that the default the default of the div is 100% 100% to the width of the parent. On the other hand, this is the width of the span. Okay, so let's go back to CSS inline. So this is how you add CSS inline. And then the second, we can add CSS through internal. So in internal CSS. Okay. So we are done with inline. Then next is internal. So to add, so I'll just remove the div and also the span. So to add a specific style, so let's say you will be needing the selectors. Okay. So we need to select what HTML tag we are going to put as style. So for instance, I have here div. Uh, this is my first div, and then another div. So we can use a class or an ID property. So let's say class, say first, and then class second. So the property we can use for class is period. For instance, period first. So this is the syntax for CSS style. So it means that you are um, you are looking for a tag in which the class name is first. So you're going to assign here the CSS properties or CSS styles. So let's say I'm going to change the color to yellow. So of course, the syntax is property and then semicolon, oh sorry, colon, and then you have here the value and ended with semicolon. So when we add another property, so let's say you have here color, color is white. We can add more if you want. So let's say border. So for border, you'll have let's say 2px solid red. By the way, you will see it later on uh, why this is the value of the border. Okay, so I am styling the first class. Okay, so let's refresh. So this is I could hardly see the color. So I'll change this one to blue. Okay. So the border is 2px solid then red. So you can add like padding. Refresh. Okay, so add more 30. Yeah, so this is the padding. So later on, we will go to the box model. So maybe let's just skip the padding for now. Okay, so let's say for the second, so the same thing, let's say background color red. Hmm. Or maybe yellow. All right. So for classes, you'll use period. What about ID? So for ID, say ID, then refresh. So for the ID, you'll be using a hashtag, say third, or uh, yeah, this hashtag. Okay, background blue, violet. Okay, so you have to think about only these two things, the class and also the ID. So the class is period and the ID is pound sign or a sharp hashtag. Okay. So text styling. So we are already done with the inline and then we're already done with the internal. So inline is when you put the style in line with the HTML tag. The internal is adding style inside the HTML. So this is the internal. And then the other one is external. So for the external, from the word itself, external, we will be adding CSS outside the file. So let's say we will create a new file. So let's say style.css. Okay, so I've created this, and then let's say I'm going to copy and then cut this and put this on another file. And then the syntax, the code for that is link. So the good thing is this code has already automated this. Okay, so you have here link, real style sheet, and style.css. So when I refresh, so it's still the same. Okay, so you can choose whether you apply adding style using inline, external, internal, and external. The recommended one is the external. Yeah, so this is the recommended one. We can use the external on, of course, to make it simpler and, of course, uh, easier to read. And then, of course, we separate file from another. So let's go to box model. Okay, so box model. Okay, so earlier, I added a padding. Okay, to a div. So as you can see, the margin is on outside. Okay, outside of the div, and then a border, and then the content. So I think there's missing here with the padding. So let's say CSS box model. Yeah. So this is the box model. So margin, border, padding, and content. So you have to understand deeply how um, box model works. Okay. So for instance, okay. For now, I'll use internal CSS. And then refresh. Okay. So I encoded here um, div, then added a random text, lorem ipsum. And then I'm going to use or implement this box model. So let's say I'm going to add here class, say random or lorem, then class lorem. So I'm going to add here a border, say 2px solid red. Okay, so border. So I, from the word itself, border, so I created a border of this div. So this is the border, the green. So for padding, so let's say I'm going to add here padding, say 30 px. So padding is inside the border, it's in between the border and the content. Yeah, so this is the padding here, the space in between the border and the content. And then when I add here margin, so margin that's let's say 50 px. Okay, so the margin is outside the border. So as you can see here, okay, so this is the margin, and then inside this is the padding. Okay, so we can also specify where we are going to apply the margin, the padding it- on this notation. So for instance, this is top, right, bottom, then left. So let's say we are going to put a padding, say 30 px top, um, say 10 px right, 50 px bottom, and then 2 2 px left. So that's how you can see it. Okay. So this is 50 px here at the bottom, 30 px at the top, then 50 px the right. No, 2 px 2 px left, then 10 px right. So you can also apply this on the margin. Okay. So that's how you implement or apply a box model. If you have any question, don't forget to comment as much as I can. So maybe we can, if I can answer your question. Okay. So let's proceed to the next topic. Since we're done with the Macbox model, let's proceed to layout intro, the display. Maybe we can use block versus inline, or maybe we can use inline block. Then we can also use the width and the height of a box. Okay. So I've already created here from our example. Let's say we are going to assign the height, say 400 px. So this is the height, and then the width is um 100% relative to the parent. But then notice that we have here space because of the margin we added earlier. So I'll just remove this, then refresh. So yeah, so there's still a space here because by default, browsers have added margin on it. Okay, so let's say I'm going to add here the width, say 30 px. Oh, too small, 300 px. Okay, now what about if we will add another, say another lorem, refresh. Okay, so for instance, another lorem, say border 3px, select blue, refresh. Yeah, have you noticed that the second div moves downward? Yeah, it moves downward because by default, the width of the div is called block. So it means it is 100% width. So for instance, if we want to align this the same with the position of the first div, horizontally aligned. So maybe we can apply like the width, it's say 300 px. So it's still 100 px, but then it's located below. So it's supposed to be here at the right. So maybe we can add here display. And then let's say inline block, and then the other one inline block. Yeah, it's here. Okay. So what about the inline? Okay. So inline, this is how inline works. Okay. Okay. So you can explore about inline block. Let's say I'm going to add another one. Mm, okay. All right. Okay. So for instance, you notice that the second and third box is aligned with this text here. So it should be aligned at the top. So vertical top. Okay. All right. So maybe we can also assign here images or maybe background. Say I'll have here background. Okay. Okay, so that's good for now. So what we're going to do next is we will have a an exercise to create a simple basic HTML page. In creating of a website, we commonly see this structure. There is a header, footer, content, and then sidebar. So it's very important to understand how we create this very simple structure. So when you already know how to make this structure, maybe it would also be easier for you to make the complex one. Okay, so for our exercise, maybe let's create a sample website which contains the header, sidebar, content, and then the footer. So I'm going to create a new file. So I'll have this one as exercise.html. And then, yeah, okay. So this is my first exercise. So upon seeing this, we can understand that the topmost is the header, and then below the header, there are two divs, the sidebar and then the content. So that's actually the problem. The header and the footer itself is just very simple. The challenging one at the moment is the sidebar and then the content. So I'll start with the header. So I'll have here div. So I'll name this one as header. And then another div will have inside the div, maybe we'll have content or sidebar. And then another is we will have content. And then another div, sorry, you have footer. So when we refresh this, of course, there's no CSS style yet. Okay. So I'm going to use the same s- CSS. So I'm going to put this one on the right. So easily we could easily make changes. So let's say this is body, and then we have here footer. So for the header, we have the border, or maybe we'll have background, say red. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so I did not add the external link yet. So I'll add link, style sheet, and then href and refresh. And then for footer, background, say blue. Okay, so we already have the header, sidebar, content. Okay, so since there is a margin here and also on the right, so maybe we can assign HTML referring to this, so the entire and also the body, say margin 0. So let's remove the margin. Okay. And then the next thing is maybe we can put this one inside the container. Okay. So I'll put the header body and then a footer inside the container. So let's say the container is 1000 px. When we wrap the header, sidebar content, and footer inside a container, this is how it looks like. Okay. So for instance, we want to put the margin automatic. So let's say if you want to put it at the center, yeah. So the container now is automatically added as automatically added at the center of the page. So whenever I adjust, whenever I adjust the width, so of course this is at the center. Okay. So I'll add the padding on the margin, as on the header. Padding say 40 px. Okay. And then the footer padding is, let's say, 40 px also. So you already have it. Okay. And then how about the sidebar and then the content? So the problem now is the sidebar and the content. So I'll name this one as sidebar, and then this is content. So for sidebar, this is uh do you remember how to align the div, the box of the div from one to align with the other? So we will be using display inline for now. Okay, for now. And then also the content display inline block. All right. So that we can see the difference between the sidebar from the content. Let's also put background. Let's say yellow, and then the content would be uh, purple. Refresh. Okay. So maybe you can add the width if you want. Okay. So the sidebar, let's say width is 30%, and then the width is 70% because 70 plus 30 plus 70 is 100, so that this will move to here. Okay. So of course, you can let's just see first. So notice that it the content goes downward because there is a margin earlier that between sidebar and then the content. So let's make it smaller. maybe 65 for now. Okay. And then the width and the height is 500 px. And the height is 500 px. Okay. Okay. So of course, this is because we use inline block. But later on, we will discuss more. All right. So when you have your exercises, maybe you can still apply or apply other CSS properties like flex or flexbox. Okay. So I think that's good for now. Um, we already know how we know basic HTML structure. We understand how CSS applies styles, and of course, we have the very first mini web page. So if you have any question, don't forget to comment or feedback, um, and see you on our future exercises. Thank you and have a good day. God bless.